Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Balsamic Moon Tarot. It has been a minute. I've taken a break and I feel good and I feel ready to get back into it, get back into doing videos for you. So today I have a pick a card reading. I don't have a theme, it's simply a message from your guides. We're gonna see what is most important for you at this time to know. This is a timeless reading, so at any point that you come across this video, that's when the message is relevant for you. Let's go ahead and get the third card for this reading. We've got 3 cards to select. Okay, so I hope that smoke isn't too much. No, looks fine. Alrighty. So for pile 1, we have the 3 of Cups. And for pile 2, we have the Sun. And for pile 3, we have the Emperor. Okay, so take a moment to pause, reflect, and maybe take a few deep breaths. And simply select the card you're most drawn to at this time. Okay, see you at your reading. Hello, pile 1, welcome to your reading. You selected the 3 of Cups. So I'm going to be shuffling on screen, and I'm just going to share whatever message comes through for you at this time. What is the message for pile 1? What does pile 1 need to know at this time? I do feel like it is a social, or like a situation with friends or social circle. I do feel like it would be about that, but let's see. We have the 5 of Cups. Yes, we have the Knight of Swords as well. Okay, so sorry, just realized I cannot quite see the spread, but yep, that will be fine. So definitely this is a message for somebody who has had a confrontation or some kind of argument that has disturbed the peace in a way. Like maybe you rocked the boat. I am getting a sense that you brought up something, or you maybe even shared something important to you, and it triggered a response that looks like an overreaction. And you know, you regret doing what you did. You feel really bad about the whole situation, and you're being very hard on yourself as well. You feel like you're the reason why everything has turned into a mess, really. And I just want you to know that that's not the case. There's another person here who is equally responsible. You know, if you had to share something, if you if you felt like you needed to share something, or if you felt like you needed to say something, it's not your responsibility or in your power even to control someone's response to you. So what I'm trying to say is that the person who acted harshly had it in their power to moderate their response. You know, they didn't have to act so harshly. They didn't have to react so harshly or so dramatically. And as a result, I think you're feeling worse than you really should. Your guides want you to know that this is a passing sadness. This is a momentary, you know, sense of remorse. But you have a bridge to cross. And there's the train, you know, there's the sound of a train moving on, right? there's a bridge to cross here. So don't let this slow you down and stop you from moving on to what your rightful destiny, what your rightful destination is. I do feel like you have a path that you're pretty keen on, you're pretty clear about it, but you're still grappling with all the ramifications emotionally. So it's like you haven't quite accepted or embraced your path, okay? Wow, so that's what I'm getting so far. Let's go ahead and keep going. If this is your reading, that will resonate for you. If that doesn't resonate for you, don't worry. This may not be your reading, but you're certainly welcome to just keep listening and, you know, take whatever messages may click for you. So we did pull out the card for the void. Okay, yeah, quite a sorrowful image there. But we also have gratitude with a bird. Looks like it could be, you know, an eagle or a hawk. Their bird, their wings are spread out wide, embracing, right? Embracing. So I do feel like embracing the void, gratitude for the void, gratitude for this sense of emptiness, for the sorrow, is a message here. And now we have wish. Okay, and I see why. So, you know, the message is to actually see the bright side of this situation. There is a silver lining here, which is that by knowing fully how alone you are in this sense, by knowing who truly supports you and who truly doesn't, by knowing this, it's painful, yes, but it does give you it gives you the bearings on which to start from the right foot forward. It gives you a chance to set your sights, to set your goal, your wish, from a place of truth, right? To define it from a place of truth, to define it from understanding better where you are right now. So this may be a very sad time for you because you do have to mourn something or someone, you know, whether it's a relationship or even just a situation, like perhaps whatever has happened, this disagreement, this conflict, perhaps it has ended an aspect of your life, like, you know, maybe it wasn't just one relationship, and maybe it was a few relationships, right, that have had to change as a result. So maybe that's the case for you. Maybe it's ended a big portion of your life. But what's important here is that there's still a lot that you can be grateful for if you just turn your attention towards that. So even looking at other people or other situations in your life in that new light, for example, realizing who your true friends are, because they're the ones who actually come in when you are at your worst, right? When you are feeling your worst, when you're down in the dumps. Who's that friend that won't judge you when you need to just vent and be sad? Who's that friend that, you know, can be patient with you, who can simply be, you know, keep you company, not try to change you, right? Who is a friend like that? Maybe you do have someone like that. If you don't, it gives you an understanding for what you need, right? You know, perhaps you're realizing the void. Oh, I don't have what I truly need. You know, I don't have someone in my life who just accepts me for who I am. Or, you know, another example, right? Oh, I don't have stability in my life. I don't have like solid support in my life. Like this situation has actually made it clear that there isn't that foundation in my life, like the foundation of a secure partnership or a secure, you know, housing situation. Like this can be a number of things. This can be applied a number of ways. So yeah, this is where you are, and it may not be pleasant, but it is. The message here is that by truly understanding what is yours, what you have, what you are truly blessed with, you can now wish. Your wish is that more powerful, because now you can make a wish, you can make a goal and set a desire, set an intention, being, you know, centered in that truth. Okay, so that is the message. I do want to pull a few more cards for advice and perhaps more clarification or clarity, perhaps something more specific in case there is someone who really needs the specific message here. Wow, we have power. Okay, raw power here. We have a lightning bolt, right? So this is what's interesting. This card shows a storm, right? It shows a lightning storm. And how scary is that, right? The lightning storm is absolutely frightening, especially when you feel vulnerable. So in your life, you've encountered this disarray, this, you know, this storm, this something has set things into a bit of chaos here. You may not feel like you know the path forward. You may not feel safe at this time, but the power inherent in the situation is clear. And this makes me think of something. I was watching a documentary that talked about how it's only a certain chemical reaction that happens when lightning strikes. There's a certain chemical reaction when lightning strikes that it creates nitrogen, I believe, or phosphorus. I believe it's like some chemical that is like emitted as a result, so that the rain that falls out through, you know, from a thunderstorm, the rain that falls is like it enriches the land. It fertilizes the land. Okay, I'm sorry I'm butchering this explanation, but I think if you look it up you could find it. But like, that's really powerful, because it's showing just how, you know, how we can take for granted so much in our life. Like, we don't even realize that things that can be scary, or things that are even commonplace, but like, we don't even realize what's actually enriching us, right? We don't fully realize the potential of what we go through in our day-to-day. So I do feel like power is pointing to that. What is the power in your situation day-to-day? What is the power that you may not be realizing, the power you may be taking for granted? It's something in your life that enriches you. It's something that is so special. And it doesn't happen just like anywhere. It doesn't happen everywhere. It doesn't happen for everyone, but it happens for you. And I think this is a scary situation right now that you're in, or it's a stormy situation where, you know, you may not feel like you have much to hang on to. But I do think there is a message here that there is a path for you to seize your power, to feel empowered by this situation, okay? And that's how your guides want you to respond. That's how they're asking you to respond, is to be empowered by this. You know, be empowered by the fact that this change, or this instability, it can help you maneuver, you know, in ways you never dreamed of. It can give you a leverage that you didn't have before, that you didn't see before. And we have here and now, okay? A card saying here and now. Number 17, if that's meaningful for you, perhaps 17 could refer to a date, the 17th of the month. But here and now is telling us, you know, here and now is where the power is, right? So bring that focus into the here and now. Bring the focus. What do you feel here and now? What do you desire here and now? What do you fear, right? So what do you feel? What do you fear? What is your current fear? Address the fear of now. Don't worry about, don't be concerned about, you know, what you need to anticipate in the future. Just be present in this moment, right? That's where your power is. Lastly, we can pull a card from this deck here. The Archetypes Oracle deck. And for pile 1, can we please get a piece of advice for pile 1? Okay. The Forest. Wow. Yeah. So, yes, pile 1. This is, and look at that resonance. Wow. Look at the resonance of the colors. Don't you love that? I love that. I'm even seeing here in the forest an aurora, right, which is talking about electromagnetic energy, right, around how that's how auroras are caused. That's the forces that start from the sun that reach out to the earth and and charge the atmosphere. So it makes me think also about those lightning storms. It's about that emotional charge that you have right now. Use it, right? Use it. So with the forest, we're seeing again someplace that's dark. It can be scary. There can be a sense that you don't know your way through. But the forest also offers a lot of enrichment if you just are brave and if you trust yourself, right? If you trust that you'll be guided through, that you'll find a way through. The forest offers a lot of magic. It offers a lot of gifts. If only you will have the humility to be receptive to these blessings and these gifts. You know, being able to see in the dark, right? That's like another thing. Being able to embrace that shadow side, investigate the shadow side. That's what's needed here as well. So pile 1, yeah, you have a very interesting message today. It seems like there is definitely a lot going on in your life, and you know, I don't think you necessarily asked for it, right? But it's here for you, and so it's like you have a path forward. It just means to be brave. It just means to trust and believe in yourself, and to not fear your own power, right? Like to really take, yeah, to really face the situation head on and define for yourself. Let this moment define you. You know, are you going to just be stuck in the past? Are you just going to, you know, let life pass you by because you're constantly thinking about the past and you're full of regret? Or are you going to let that go and learn something new about your situation, learn something new about who you are? You know, are you going to see into the darkness, embrace that unknown, see into the darkness and see and discover for yourself what that power is, what that genius is, you know, that genius that's just waiting to strike like lightning. Okay, so pile 1, wow, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for bringing your energy into this reading, and I really wish the best for you. If this was helpful for you, please definitely click the like and subscribe buttons, or leave a comment to let me know. Yeah, I would appreciate the feedback. But thank you so much, pile 1. Take care now. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You selected the Sun card, and yeah, let's get started. I didn't shuffle the decks yet. I'm going to select some cards on screen here, and we're just going to ask, what is the message you need right now? What is it you need at this moment? This is a timeless reading, so it's the moment you click the video, the moment you find this video and feel drawn to it, that's when the message is activated for you. Okay. I feel like we've got quite a lot actually to tell you. You did pick the Sun card. I'm getting a sense that there's a lot in your life that is going well and that you feel quite happy about it. I feel like you've gotten answers on something, like maybe you passed an important test, or you it's like you went through this challenging period, and now that it's over, you really feel more liberated. You feel like you can just be yourself. You feel much more relaxed. Even summer, right? Summertime, maybe you have again, I'm getting a sense of school. So like, I think, you know, the school year's over and you're just so happy for the summer. I think some of you are experiencing that. But if that's not you, if you're not the person who's like in school or pursuing an education, there's just a sense here that yeah, that you have like it's like everything is looking up for you. Everything's looking up. You have a lot of optimism right now. But let's see. We definitely have other cards to ask, right? So we have the Page of Swords. We have the Five of Wands. We have the King of Pentacles, and we have the Three of Cups. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. There is... Okay, so this may not be everyone's reading, right? If you're watching this, just follow along and hold on, like, to get the messages that resonate, right? But I might have to get specific here, so if it's not your message, don't worry about it. I think there's someone here who's in a situation where, like, you were privy to something, like you had information that for some reason was lost in this chaos. It was like no one around you knew what was going on. People were just really busy with their own stresses and their own, you know, their own life issues. Like no one could really hear you, but you had information. You were trying to get something out. You were trying to get this word out, trying to spread a message, and it just wasn't getting out there. There's a situation that I am getting employment. I feel like, you know, maybe this was information about your boss or your place of employment. You know, perhaps money, perhaps benefits, or something to do with like the employment. Yeah, employment benefits, vacation time even. So I don't know, there's some kind of information that like you were trying to get out there, you were trying to spread far and wide, but it's like no one was really paying attention. And I feel like you have made your peace with that. You know, the Three of Cups is pointing back to the Sun for me. It's like you feel like you did your duty, you feel like you did what was responsible, and that you benefited for sure. I do feel like you definitely benefited. It's like, it's almost like you were trying to get the word out about a financial boon, some kind of financial benefit, right? Like telling people a great way to maybe invest in their money, or telling people a great way to save their money. But there was something that like you were trying to inform people, and like not everyone listened, or, you know, maybe nobody listened, but you followed your own advice and you benefited. And this Three of Cups to me is saying, like, is also saying that you're being celebrated for this, that there's people who are now admiring you, who didn't know you had this ability or this gift. And it's like you made a lot of new friends. Okay, so that's quite a specific scenario. I don't think all of you watching this will relate to that. But if it's not that, right, the situation I'm seeing is like you did your research. And you were able to investigate or learn this even when there was so much misinformation out there. And that's the thing. You did your research despite all the misinformation and disinformation, all the efforts to make sure that this information was kept tightly sealed and under wraps, right? It's like you dug that out. And so you're benefiting now. You're benefiting with a material benefit, like money, health, stability, job promotion, responsibilities that and leadership qualities that also expand your life. Like it feels like you're promoted, not just on the job, but just promoted in life. Like you leveled up, right? You leveled up. So yeah, that's the message there. If that's you, this is simply, telling you like, wow, good job, great. Good for you. Keep doing what you're doing. And that Page of Swords can level up to, a knight and then a queen and then a king. So whatever you're doing with information, this could even be a special skill, a technical skill. This could be some kind of expertise. So maybe it doesn't have to be like communications, data, or law, or it doesn't have to be something necessarily like sword-like. It could even be that, maybe you are a gardener, let's say, right? With the King of Pentacles, maybe you are a gardener and you have innovative ways of gardening because you did all this research and you studied these things. So that Page of Swords energy is like you experimenting with new ways of doing something, you taking in new information and new innovation and applying it in this way that has really benefited your garden. So yeah, it could be something like that, right? Like it could be cooking, it could be a culinary expertise, it could be a restaurant, right? Like restaurant business management. This could be applied in a number of ways, but the point is that you were able to receive and learn new information. You were receptive to those trends. You were keeping your ear on the ground. You were really paying attention. So yeah, that's that message there. Let's see what else we can get for pile 2, because with the Sun card, I feel like there's a number of messages here that are just like here to tell you how great you are. We have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so there's something you're worried about. Let me actually turn my light on. That's probably very bright. Oh yeah, that's the lowest it can go. Alrighty, so we'll keep this light on. Apologize for the glare in the middle. A Nine of Swords here. There's something that maybe you are quite worried about. I actually feel like there's someone in your life who is the Nine of Swords. Someone in your life who's very worried and anxious in general. They could have trouble sleeping right now. And I think this is actually advice for how you can be, how you can support them. Because with that Sun, you are a supportive energy and you want to really spread your love to everybody around you. You really genuinely care for the people around you, but you understand that, when someone is choosing to close their eyes or to keep their head down, when they're really choosing to stay stuck in a negative mindset, you understand that there really isn't anything you can do about that, right? So let's see what the advice is. What's the advice for pile 2 with regards to this person? We have the Eight of Pentacles. This could be someone you work with or someone you have like a really important. Knight of Cups. Okay. With the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like this is someone who you were two people who were working on the same level. It's like maybe you developed a craft together. Maybe you learned, like let's say this is someone you went to school with. It's like someone who's in your peer group, your cohort, and you both really learned and mastered a skill together, right? Like it's like you shared that passion for that mastery. But then it went into this new level where I feel like you're really enjoying the work and they're not. Like they're having some kind of crisis where they're not sure that they want to continue. Like the pressure is building up. The pressure, it's like they can't handle that pressure, whereas you're actually able to access this genuine love for this work. You really love what you do. It's like you hit your stride and it gives you a lot of pleasure, whereas for this person it really just doesn't. Okay, so again, that's very specific, but if it's not your message, totally okay. What do we have here? So we have the Three of Cups again, and we have the Knight of Wands. I do think this is the advice for you. You know, the advice is simply like, keep networking, keep the social circle, keep the socializing kind of light-hearted. Keep your door open for them, but don't get bogged down in what they're going through. This is really more about boundaries, right? Like you can't fix this for them. All you can do is try to be a source of inspiration for them. Try to be somebody who, you know, doesn't handles, like rolls with the punches. So it's like, don't take it so personally if they're not calling you as much as they used to. Don't take it so personally if they don't want to hang out as much as you used to. Find new friends even, right? Like find new people to hang out with. If this is somebody you would have lunch with all the time, find new lunch mates, right? It's that sort of thing. Keep that social circle flexible and open, and invite new energy into your life and into your friend circle, into your support circle, okay? Because that will actually help them, because I feel like it will give them a chance to maybe have their own time. It will give them a chance to like kind of deal with things and process it on their own, but it also takes the pressure off of them, where they realize like, oh, this isn't gonna just ruin, it's not gonna spread, right? It's like their negativity isn't gonna ruin your positivity. And that actually helps them. It helps them to know that, to just take that pressure off of them. Because I do feel like they were feeling really guilty about how they feel, but they can't change how they feel. So it really put them in this like dilemma where like they could see that you really enjoy what you're doing and you really love the work, and they could see like this is what you're meant to do, you know, you're really inspired by it, and they want to be supportive for you. But because they don't feel the same way, it was like really putting them into this spiral, right? Into this like anxiety spiral, this paranoia spiral. So yeah, definitely like just, you know, stay in touch. Don't like reject them. Don't close your door to them. Keep your door open, but try to just go and follow your own drumbeat at this time, right? Like don't wait around for them either. Like just go with the flow of your own life, you know, follow your passions, follow the excitement, and give them that, you know, have an open invitation too. Like give them that open invitation that whenever they're ready, you know, you'll be there for them. You'll be there to pick up where you left off, right? It's that sort of thing. So yeah, pile 2, wow, that's a big one. That's a big, and again, that may not be your message. This may not have been your message, but if you're listening this far, you know, it's just how it goes with these readings, right? Like when I do get into specifics, there may be something in that you relate to, but you don't have to force it, right? If this isn't your message, it's not. But let's see what else we've got for you, pile 2. We've got leadership and we've got flow. Yeah. See, that's what I was talking about. I do see you as somebody who's, again, got so much going for you. You know, you feel really good about what you've accomplished up until this point, and now you're just going with the flow. Now you can feel like you can kind of coast because you're kind of you know, at the top. Like you feel like you know you've worked really hard to get where you are, and now you can kind of enjoy that position, right? So go with the flow. Definitely, you know, don't beat yourself up if other people aren't able to enjoy the same success as you. Don't worry about it too much. It's just life, okay? Life is full of change, and you know, you may not always be in this position, so enjoy it while you can, and also have that humility of knowing that, you know, you don't know what may come in the future, right? So just enjoy it while you can, and yeah, and share whatever happiness and joy you can share. You know, be that inspiration for others. I think that comes easily to you. Pile 2. Yeah. See, we have flow, we have the full moon. So the full moon that's coming up, if you're watching this video at the time I put it out, the full moon's going to actually illuminate a lot for you. It's going to make things clearer for you, and I do think it's going to give you the clarity that just puts your mind at ease. I don't think that anything stressful at this time is going to, you know, get you down, bog you down. We have the card for hope. Yeah. So like I said, I do think you are an inspiring person. I do think that what you've done, what you accomplish, what you do, I do think it's inspirational for others. So just keep going, knowing that you are a source of hope. You know, you bring hope to others. You know, keep doing it, Pile 2. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your energy, and I really wish you the best. If this was your reading and if this was helpful, please do click the like and subscribe buttons. Feel free to chime in the comments to let me know. Thank you so much, Pile 2. Take care. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You selected the Emperor. So, have not selected your cards yet. We're going to be shuffling on screen, and we're simply asking, what is the message for you? What is the message you need to hear at this time? This is a timeless reading, so whenever you click this video, that's when the message is activated. Okay, Pile 3, we've got, I feel like there's one thing on your mind right now, one thing you really need some advice or clarity about. You definitely are taking the situation seriously, is what I'm sensing. Okay, what's the message for Pile 3? We have the 7 of Cups, the Fool. Wow, we have the Magician, and we have the 6 of Swords. Okay, so all right, this just came through. I think maybe one of you or some of you you're a parent to someone, a child who's now grown enough to like strike out on their own. Maybe they're going to college. So one of you or some of you could be experiencing the empty nest soon. And I think that like you're actually, you know, what this means for you is that you're revisiting who are you, right? Like you're revisiting that question of like, wow, who am I? What do I want out of life? What do I want to do with myself? And you see a lot of different options here. It is giving you this sense of freedom that you're enjoying that. You're even enjoying not having a plan. You're enjoying not having any real strategy or any real like timeline. You really want to keep your options open for a while. So yeah, that's a really big transition time for you. I also feel like you do have a sense of, you are a bit concerned as well, because you feel like the changes that your child is going through, it's like you really want to protect them through that. You want to protect them through all the turbulence ahead. Like you're kind of looking ahead, and you're looking at all the difficulties your child is going to go through, and I think that you really want to give them this like best chances possible to traverse over the challenges, right? Like you want to protect them, and you want to make sure that they get there safely. That's the sense I'm getting. It's like you're seeing them off on a journey, but you really want to make sure that they get there safely. And so you're kind of grappling with that aspect of parenthood where you realize like the way to be the best parent right now is to actually relinquish the control, right? To let your child go into the world on their own and deal with the world on their own, right? And like not to be there to just protect them from everything, right? You're recognizing that the mature way to handle this situation is to actually step back. So that's quite specific. That's not going to be everybody who's clicked this reading. If that isn't your message, what the cards are showing is still a situation in which you do find yourself with more options about what to do with yourself. Like you find yourself more energy, more time, more spark, right? Like more zest for life even. And I don't know, I think some of you are actually thinking about, what can I do for traveling? What can I do to expand my consciousness? You know, like, is it going to be a trip? Is it going to be a retreat? Or is it going to be a workshop or some kind of education, right? Like the Six of Swords that's showing up for me is showing as a journey that you're considering taking for yourself, a personal journey of self-development. So that could be your message here. Yeah, so let's pull some more cards. Let's see what this Six of Swords is, because the Six of Swords is showing up in a couple different ways. With the Emperor as the card you chose, I do feel like your guides want you to know you can ease up a little. You don't have to feel like you're carrying the whole world on your shoulders. I think you've really been feeling almost like someone who has so many responsibilities that you can't trust anyone. You can't delegate them. You've had trouble delegating the things you need to do. But the advice here is that, you know, you don't need to be in charge of everything. Yeah, there's the Nine of Wands. Okay, the Nine of Wands is right here. It's like you don't need to be in charge of everything. You are not the only person that's actually making everything work. Everything is working for multiple reasons. Like there are other people, there are other reasons, there are other systems in place that are keeping these things working. And so you're not the only reason. You're not the only I feel like you really have felt that way, and your guides want you to know, like, no, that's not the case. You can loosen the reins here. Yeah, the Six of Swords. What is that Six of Swords telling us? Because I do feel like for some of you, it's a vacation. It's a really important vacation. Look at that. The Magician. Okay, yeah. This is important. Okay, this Six of Swords, this journey is absolutely needed. Oh my gosh. The Eight of Wands. Okay, Eight of Rods, Eight of Wands. Is it moving? I think some of you are considering actually just moving, you know, leaving behind what you've known, leaving behind what you found to be a source of comfort, a source of familiarity, but it's not looking as familiar. Okay, it's actually looking quite confusing. For some of you, yeah, your familiar surroundings are no longer the same, and you're wondering, is it time to leave? Where does this leave me? Queen of Swords, where does this leave me? That's the big question for some of you. Wow, Queen of Swords. Very important, very important decisions, and very important, I don't want to say research. It's more like just that, yeah, just the clarity is needed. We have the Five of Swords here. Yes, okay, so this is really important here. We've got the Moon, the Queen of Swords, and the Five of Swords. Okay, so you are gonna struggle to see things clearly. You are struggling to see everything clearly. I think you want to know what's up. You want to know what's going on, but those answers are still eluding you. However, with the Magician showing up twice, and with the Eight of Wands even, okay, is this Eight of Wands showing up? Oh my goodness, it's not. Let me put it right here. Sorry about that. With the Eight of Wands, okay, what is clear is quick movement and quick alignment, okay? Something will quickly align and help you move forward. Something will quickly fall into place, and the progress will be instantaneous. What's important for you to know is that you need to be able to act not based just on information, but also based on that intuition, okay? The Magician and the Fool, this is the energy of, you know, really feeling things. It's like you feel on that instinctual level, you feel when things are clicked into place. The Emperor, this is also that wisdom. It's like the intuition you get from being a very being a veteran, being someone who's done this a number of times. It's like you start to see the signs, you start to know what signs to pay attention to. So you don't have to overthink it. And I do think that's the advice here, is that don't overthink it. Just act. Just do what needs to be done. You will know what that is when the time comes. If you don't already know it, you will know it when that time comes. Okay, what else for pile 3? Wow. What's the message for pile 3? Okay, clearly that one. Oh, wow. We've got the card for violence. Okay. Quite foreboding, right? Let's take a look at this guidebook. This is from the Visions of Duality. When one's will is imposed on others without their consent or ability to resist, an eye for an eye will only make the whole world blind. Okay, so it's a warning. It's a warning that violence is not the answer. Do not condone violence, as violence cannot bring anything good. That's the advice in this book. Let me just see. Violence is a language that is used to speak, but that is unable to listen. Force that ignores consent. Power that justifies the vilest weaknesses. It is greed giving fuel to ignorance, and ignorance to greed. In the end, violence is a language that cannot be used to communicate, and becomes even blinder the more people start speaking it. Also, violence breaks things, and it will take time and patience to make them whole again. Wow. Wow, pile 3, what could this be for you? Yeah, so this is a question about judgment, and don't let your judgment be clouded by fears and uncertainties and confusion. So that Seven of Cups is coming back, right? And the Seven of Cups next to the Fool, it's showing that we need to be aware of how we may project, okay? Project and deceive ourselves, okay? So I can't leave you with a card that says violence. That's just not right. So let's go ahead and pull a couple other cards to clarify and give you advice, pile 3. Because you've definitely got a big decision to make. I feel like it has to do with changing your life up, finding a new direction in life, perhaps even finding a new place to live. And it also has to do with the self-realization, you know, seeing yourself in a new light, seeing what you're meant to do, having a clear idea, a clear picture of what you're destined to do. Aletheia, wow, this card came up for me today in a personal reading, and Aletheia means truth. Okay, so this is about your truth. Your truth. How can you do an act of truth? Living in the truth. Wow. Cars are honking outside. The mask. Look at that. Pile 3. Yes. This is time to start living your truth. Up until this point, you have really felt like you had to have your act together. You really felt like you had so much responsibilities and you couldn't relax for one moment. That's what I'm thinking here, pile 3. You're someone who has been really holding the fort, so to speak, and this violence is like the threat of violence erupting, you know, violence erupting. It's like hitting that breaking point, hitting a point where you feel like you're gonna snap. Don't go down this path of paranoia and misinformation. You know, with the Queen of Swords and the Five of Swords, right? It's like don't entertain ideas that only play on your fears, that only stoke your fears. Don't entertain those ideas. This is a time for living in the truth and understanding the truth and seeing the truth, right? The magician, the truth, your truth. The power is in your hands. You don't need to be just a pawn in this game, someone else's game. You know, that truth, people who twist the truth because they want to manipulate you, you don't need to be part of that. You can simply say no to that. Okay. Wow, I'm just saying what's coming through, but that seems to be the message for you, pile 3. And it translates even if you're like that parent who has the who's seeing your kid off, right? It's like, don't let the fears about the situation, these fears that people can really love to they stoke these fears, they stoke the paranoia. Don't let that get to you. And don't let that tarnish or ruin, you know, a beautiful moment and a beautiful relationship. A relationship between you and your child, right? If you're a parent. Look at that. We have home, okay? Home. And also the mask, right? Home, the mask. What this is telling me, pile 3, is... I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that you can't see over there. What this is telling me with the card home, it's about cultivating. It's about cultivating. Home is where the heart is, right? Cultivating that sense of safety, of having that safe haven where, you know, those the fears that are being, the worries, the confusion, all the, even the dramas, the hysteria, right? The outside world, or the just, you know, the oppressive conditions of life, even, there needs to be a safe place that you are protected. And that is not a physical place. This is a spiritual place. That's what the magician is pointing to. See the infinity symbol, right? The infinity symbol with the magician is pointing to this being a spiritual awakening. Your home is in the truth. Your home is in your truth. You know, believing, knowing your truth, knowing who you are. The mask, you know, you may wear a mask to the outside world for protection. You may wear a mask to navigate the outside world or to navigate difficult situations. But to know the truth is to know that that is a mask. That's not who you really are. Yeah. Wow. It's like the violence of the world or the outside world, You don't want to let that into your soul. You don't want to let that into your innermost space, because that's when we internalize violence. That's when we do violence unto ourselves too. Okay, and we need to be aware of that. Don't, you know, this is a message. Don't cultivate, don't entertain the thoughts that lead to violence. You're better than that, pile 3. Wow. Yeah, I feel like there's more, but I'm not going to go into it because this is a general reading. But you know what? If you want a personal reading from me, my contact is in the description. Definitely, you know, reach out. I'll let you know my rates, and I would love to assist you if this is, you know, something you would like more insight on. I'm happy to schedule time with you for a personal reading. But yeah, I feel like, you know, there's a lot going on here, but the overall message is that you're being empowered now to define who you really are and what your life is really about. And that may mean movement away from something. It may mean moving to a different place. It may mean choosing a different life path or a different direction in your life. It may even mean a journey of travel, a journey of learning more, a journey of higher education, or again, you know, travel, seeing things for yourself. It may mean that. It could mean a lot of things. But with the home here, I really feel for you, pile 3. I really feel hopeful for you, because with the home here, you know who you are. You know who you are. It's just about really laying down that boundary of like, this is me and mine. This is what I protect. This is what I'm about. And I'm not going to entertain, I'm not going to invite into it, you know, toxic energies or toxic ideas. Yeah, that sort of thing. So pile 3, that's your message. Thank you so much for bringing your energy to this reading. And if this was your message and it was helpful, please do click the like and subscribe buttons. Feel free to chime in the comments. And again, if you would like a personal reading from me, feel free to just read the description. Feel free to send me that email. Take care, pile 3.